Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to the build. We are on part 2 of our USS Enterprise 1701D. So, let's get right into it. Gonna be cutting some windows out, so be right back with that. Let's do this. There we go. That is much better. And don't worry about that other kit. That other kit's gone to a much better home.
Hey YouTubers, welcome back to my channel. It's been a while since I posted anything. I've been taking a break. I've been focusing on work and things around my house and doing some 3D printing, and I just kind of took a hiatus from doing models. But I'm back, and oh no, he better not have. Oh, if he did, he better not have done it. Yeah, he did. He did. Russ, damn you. I told you I was not working on this kit. And what does he do? Damn you, Russ.
Yep, a much better home for that kit. Alright guys, all kidding aside, we are switching over to this kit. The main reason is I've been getting horrible pains in my hands, this wrist, these fingers. When I wake up in the morning to do this is excruciating. These 3 fingers have numbness at the tips. So I went to my doctor and she said it's probably carpal tunnel. I'm tomorrow, as of the making of this video, going to see an orthopedic surgeon, see what they say. Also have a lovely ganglion cyst. That's what that is right there, that little marble under my skin. So it just excruciating. I drill out 5 windows and I gotta take a break. I mean, it would take so long to drill out all these windows. I just said, you know, I'm gonna cut my losses. We'll do this kit. This is the new kit anyways. Let's just feature that in, see how that goes. So that's the explanation of why we're switching it up. That's really the only reason. Just horrible pain. This is the round 2 reissue, the old AMT. So plastic wise, this is the same kit as the other one, but it is translucent. There also is a nice little ad for our Aztecs, which I do have on pre-order. We will be getting those. And I got this from, I'm pretty sure it's HDA. So back of the box just shows the separation, the captain's yacht. Just some really nice pictures. Those Aztecs look beautiful as far as this picture goes. Just look gorgeous on this ship. Hopefully we can achieve something close to this. It also shows that it does have all the life boats. You can see them going around the hull here and underneath here. So we're going to crack this open, take a peek at it, and I'm mainly interested in the decals that come native with this, because again, I'm going to get the Aztecs, so we'll see what comes native and what's coming with the Aztecs and all that jazz. The plastic's pretty much the same. So let's get this open, let's take a look. Alright, just got the plastic wrap off of it. Let us open up the box. First off, the box is a lot smaller than the original box. It's a lot more compact. Here is our dome base, which we will be utilizing this dome base. Not this. Oh, it is a tube. Lovely. They give you a tube. I was going to say we're not going to use the rod, but it is tube, not rod. So we will be using that. Very nice. Where am I going to put all this stuff? I don't want to put it all right. I got a bunch of resin I spilled over there, so I don't want to put it on this side of the table. I have to reorganize my workspace, guys. Okay, so yeah, this is definitely, we got all these same, exactly same clear parts. There's nothing different here. Yeah, they're exactly the same as on the other one, which is nice. So if I screw something up, I can just use my other kit stuff. Here we go. the secondary hull. Let's just take a gander at this real quick. Open it up with the old hobby knife. We won't cut our fingers off. That would not be good. I think we can get it from there. Peel it on open. So here is, yeah, and it's exactly the same. So it's the same. They just put, it's just different plastic. Here, we'll show you even. See the fill holes are in the exact same spots. They're there, and they're about as pronounced too. So, yep, just, and it is. I'm looking at the details here. Let me get an eyeball on it close. Yeah, there's really, astonishingly. Hold up. Yeah, not a lot of difference. I thought it would be a lot more muddier, the details, but they're not. Not that any of these details are correct by any stretch of the imagination. Maybe the grid lines are, but the rest are probably not. So yeah, all we have to do is scratch out our windows, which will be lovely. I'm still going to have to do everything else. The one thing we can do that's nice is we can just, oh, they just put the nacelles in one. We can light block the ever-living snot on the inside of these because nothing on the outside is really lit except for the bassards, the grills, and we got little flashers at the backside of the tops of the of these engines because we're doing the 4-foot model. So that's that. Here's the big mamma jamma. Very lovely. Again, we don't have to, because it's not clear, it's just translucent, we don't have to overly paint this and get rid of any of the details that we like the grid lines, these beautiful grid lines in here, which actually do exist on the real model. So yeah, that's gonna be nice. I might sand down some of the details. I've been thinking about it. The only problem is I don't want to sand down any of the lifeboats because they do stand a touch proud of the hull. But getting rid of some of these lines in here, that might not be a horrible thing. It's basically, all these lines they put in here are supposed to represent the Aztecs, and since I'm getting decals for those, I really don't need them. So we'll do some test sanding. We'll start off with a higher grit, and we'll see what that does. And here we go. Oh yeah, Auto World. Yep. And here is our instructions. Yep. Pretty easy. Whoa. That's a lot of numbers. Maybe they did. Okay, that gives me hope that they included the lifeboats with this set. And the transporter pads. I see there's those two prominent transporter pads right in front of the captain's yacht that they have decal number for. So let's actually, again, that's mainly what I want to see in here. Let's take a look at those. How many sheets of these we have? Oh, it's in the special wrap. We're gonna have to cut it out and not ruin the decals, please. I need a new blade. This is just tearing more than cutting. Yeah, that's sure sign for a new blade. When it starts to tear something this thin and yeah, let's just, I think we could tear the rest off ourselves. Yeah, change that blade. That will do no one. I can already see. Ooh, I can already see stuff on the other side of here. That gets me excited a little bit there. All right, carefully. Carefully. We can just do, oh, it does. Beautiful. Yeah. It's got all of them. Got your thrusters. Everything. Ooh. What's the 1740, 17744? Oh, the Syracuse. That's right. We can build the Syracuse. Yep, there's all your transporter pads, and those look pretty nice. I think I'll use those. Yeah, that is a cool addition there on the native decal sheet to see all of those. And you're not getting the Aztecs, but you're pretty much getting everything else. I mean, honestly, transporter pads, all of these, and everything that came with the other ones. I think you got transporter pads. I think my other kit had the transporter pads too. I could take a look at those and compare, but yeah, a very nice decal sheet. Even has decals for these. The back of the engines. I have photo etch parts for those, but I'll put these decals over them. So yeah, very nice. A very nice set. I'm becoming more and more of a fan of Round 2's decals as time goes by. They started out, I don't think they had the best vendor for their decals. They were kind of crapola, but since then they've really impressed me with how well these go on and how nice they are and easy to use. So yeah, that is what we're gonna do. I think, guys, since we're not really starting over, but we are. We have carte blanche. We're gonna do the nacelles first because these we can paint the ever living snot out of and be fine. And I want to light these. I want to get these lit. So what we're going to need is we're going to need our blue tape. We're going to need some red LEDs up in front, and we're going to need two little whites. I think I'm going to use some probably some optic, some fiber optic. The one thing we do have to do before we do any of that is get our photo etch, because the photo etch actually informs us of where that little flasher is going to be. So we'll just put the photo etch down and we'll just use that as a guide and drill through it, and we'll have our little line in for our flashers. And we'll have to put bulbs in there and run them out because they have to. I think these two. I think if memory serves, these two flash like the refit with the bridge. So all three of those, and it's more of a strobe than just a flasher, I think. So all three of those blink at the same time. But we'll have to watch. It's in the intro. It shows it off, and I think in the later seasons they redo a little bit of the intro. But anyways, we're gonna get started. We're gonna rip this open. We're gonna get started right there. I'll be back, and we'll be working on these. Be back in a second. Okay, guys. Here are our nacelles. Port, starboard. They go together. Well, they go together like this. Kind of, sort of. We need to pretty much assemble, just because of the design, we need to assemble our clear pieces on here, and then these. We have to kind of do everything at once. And also we'll have to cut a hole in here for our wires. We have some sanding to do. We're going to have to do some photo etch back here. There's some photo etch that goes on there. That kind of lines up where our blinker is. And they do make a pretty nice, I'm not sure who does it, but someone makes a nice resin piece to replace this front area, because we're going to have to go back in there and sort that out and get rid of that seam there that will form. So for right now, what I'm going to do is sand these down a little bit. Going to sand the inside. We're going to put a bunch of black paint on the inside because we don't have to worry about any windows, so we can just paint the inside of this. I think I'll do my photo etch. I'm going to sand it, and we'll do our photo etch, and then we'll paint them, because and we'll have to clean up this. It broke off the sprue. You can see a little bit of sprue gunk there we're going to have to clean up. Yeah, so photo etch first, or sand first, then photo etch, and then paint. And then we'll start to do our lighting, because we have to. So I'll be right back with that. Alright guys, I'm just going around and cleaning up my parts, and I make a little observation. The one thing I do like about the opaque kit is it's much easier to see the flash than on the translucent kit. So I've been having to put my eyeball right up against these cuts for the grills in the Bassard collector, and just getting rid of some of the flash. There's very little flash thus far. Let's see if I can find some more here, guys. It's so minuscule. There we go. There it is. Let's see if we can get that to focus. See right here? There you go. There's a little bit of flash. It's very minuscule. It's just easier to see on the opaque kit. And while I'm at it, I'm kind of looking for anything that might be a fit issue. This kit notoriously fits together poorly would be a kind word. So if I can mitigate any future problems, I will definitely do that. And I see one right here. So we're going to go in, and actually we're going to sand on this for a bit. Let's see, where is it? It's right there. It's a little bit of a, it's not quite even right here. And I want to, there we go. That looks better. A little bit. There we go. So, yeah, I'm just kind of doing that kind of stuff. And then get rid of the, where the sprue went. You can kind of still see where it went in the back here. A little bit, but it's not too bad. And once everything gets together and the paint gets on there, you won't really see it. But yeah, that is this step. Step number 1. I guess we can get rid of this thing. There you go. You can see, even with the nippers, there's still just a bit of the sprue right there and right up here. The one thing we don't want to do is cut into the plastic, which I kind of did right there. Oops. Oh well. That's not a big deal. So, you can see right up there. Just a little bit into the plastic. I got a little bit in there. But we will fix that. And I'm going to sand on this a bit, and hopefully that'll even everything out. I do a little fixing right now. But yeah, we're going to have to mess with that when we're sanding. And there's not a lot of flash I'm seeing on here. A little bit up here where this curve, this complex curve comes up into here. We can see a little bit of flash right here. Right in there. That is actually an overlap too. That's actually worse than flash. Let's see. There we go. I want to make that flat because the piece that goes against it has a flat edge. And again, anything that I can do to mitigate the horrible fit issues, right now I will definitely do that. There we go. Just a little bit of flash right there. Yep, so that's what I'm doing. I'm going to continue that. I'll be back. Alright guys, I've done the initial cleanup on the nacelles here. So hopefully they'll fit together better. Now what I want to do before I start sanding is, okay, these nacelles are universal. There's not a port or starboard for them, first off. Like most, unlike most nacelles where you have to put them on. It's because of their, they're mounted vertically. So it doesn't matter which is which. But I do want to figure out where I'm going to have or whereabouts I'm going to have to drill my hole for my wiring. I'm only going to have 2 wires going to here. We're going to have the main wire, which is going to light the bassards and the grills. And we're going to have the secondary wire, which is going to light our flashers, which actually is going to light the, I'm going to do this with fiber optic. I've actually got something neat for the fiber optics I've been developing in 3D. So we'll look at that when that comes. But for right now, I want to know where I'm supposed to drill. So we're going to bring in our bottom hull piece here. And I've done a little bit of cleanup on here. I've had to. There was a lot of flash along the connection point for both of the nacelles. But we're just going to slip the bottoms on here real quick. And these actually don't fit too bad onto here. Doing this off camera. I should show you guys what this is. I mean, anyone who's built this kit knows what these fit like or don't fit like. Actually, I think this is the best fitting piece on the kit, you guys. The nacelles. You see, they just sit there like platters. And now, since I know I'm going to be hogging this area out, my wires are going to have to go somewhere in here. So what I'm going to do is grab my Sharpie, and I'm going to mark that off real quick off camera here. and it's going to fall apart. See? Okay, so this right there. There we go. I have a marker right there. You can see the little black mark. We're going to do the same on this side. So there. So I've got my marks on the pylons here. We're going to hog that area out. Same thing on this side. We're going to hog that area out. And I've got these on my pylons. So, because I'm never going to remember which side is which, I'm going to hog out or drill out a larger hole. Just so it's kind of in the vicinity of where it's supposed to be. Like, this side is the other side. It doesn't matter. Anyways, I'm going to cut some holes. Okay, guys, I've drilled out my wire holes. You can see there. And I've drilled them out a little bit wider than they would normally be, just in case, just to give me room. Because if I line that up on this side where I initially marked it, it's just fine. But I want to make sure, even if it goes on this side where the wires go, I want to make sure that, you know, I basically gave me a wiggle room for where the wires come out here to where they go in here. I think that's where I'm trying to go with this statement. Yeah, so we got a little bit of wiggle room in there. So it doesn't matter if I forget which side this goes on. I'll have enough room for my wires. That's the general idea. So now I'm going to get a little bit of sanding done on these guys, and we'll be right back. Alright guys, we did a little bit of work here. We sanded these down. We gave them a bath. They're still drying off. I still got water in these vents here. Sanded the insides a little, sanded the outsides. I did sand down a little bit of the detail. As pointed out in my last video, these are panel lines. Well, okay, so here's the deal. They're not extrusions, they're carved in panel lines. And that is true to an extent. Some of these are panel lines on the studio models. But what a lot of this is paint detail. Part of the multi-layered paint job that is on both the 6 and the 4-foot model. It was a valiant effort by AMT, and back in the day, this was honestly kind of like a little wow to see that much detail on a model. Nowadays, we tend to go for accuracy over wow, to which we sanded a little bit on these. So, really the main reason I sanded just a little bit off and didn't sand these all the way off is, first off, I like the details. I always have. Second off, I did want to get rid of some of these because of when I paint, it's gonna fill some of this in. So it's even gonna be less than what is on there now. But I did order or pre-order the Aztec decal set from Cultman TVs. So Steve, whenever he gets those in, will be sending those on out to me. And anyone else who pre-ordered. But I want more of a surface connection. You know, it's more like the more raised details you have and the more bumps the decals have to go over, the more difficult it is for them to lay flat. And I wanted these to lay a little bit more flat than would have been possible with some of that raised detail. So we got rid of a little bit. When we paint it, it'll get rid of a little more. That is a long story for just that little bit of information. So we have all these ready. We're going to do some photo etch now. We get to do this part. So as you can see, you got two parts going together here, and we got these parts going together there, and that goes onto there, and that goes right there on the nacelle. And we have a little hole, and we're going to have to take a drill bit and drill that out. That is where our tiny little flasher will go. So I'm going to get to doing this. Actually, this is what was ruined when I sanded on my first, let's see, I got it right here. When I sanded on this, that is what got ruined, is one of these. You can see it right there. That got ruined. Was it that one? Yeah, this one. I popped off one of the edges on this. So it was actually this piece that we're going to be using from the the new photo etch that is going to go on the nacelle. So I'm going to get to work on those. Just need a little couple of drops of some super glue. I'm going to use the gel, the Loctite gel, just because it gives me a little bit more playtime than the liquid stuff. So I'll be able to take a, let's see here, a toothpick here and do a little dabbing. So, yeah, that's what we're going to do. I'll be right back. Alright guys, we are going to attempt to do this quote-unquote live. Oh, my overhead light is making these things glow. They look, that's pretty cool. Anyways, we're going to be cutting these out. Now, I've heard it said you're supposed to do this on a hard surface. I never like doing that. I like to do it on a softer surface like this, just because it gives me a little bit more, I don't know, it feels like I've got a little bit more control when I do it like this. The first thing we are going to do, however, is we're going to change this blade. This blade is crap. So, let me grab a little bit of tape. Whenever I change my blade, I wrap the old one in tape. Just so if I need to go through the garbage, if I drop something in the garbage, I don't stick myself, because, you know, it's still a blade. It's just not as sharp as it could be. So I always wrap this puppy up in a little bit of tape. Like so. Just so I don't, you know, jab the crap out of myself. Because I have in the past. And it doesn't feel good. So we're going to grab ourselves a new blade. Hopefully. Don't go everywhere. And always separate your blades. Sometimes I do keep my old blades. And unfortunately, in my old pack, I kind of mixed everything together. So, haha. I don't know which ones are nice and new and which ones aren't. I have to test them all. So I just bought a new pack of blades. Well, yeah, get in there. There we go. Nice and fit. All right, so we're going to actually move my Dremel out of the way and get to this. This looks pretty simple. Got my instruments here. Hopefully I can do this on camera. The reason I don't do a lot of stuff on camera, guys, is my eyes are kind of crap. So I have to be like right on top of something to see it like this. And you don't want to see my face. I don't want to see my face. So it's kind of difficult. When I'm doing work, I have to have my eyeballs right on top of it. Next time I go to the doctors to get eyeglasses, I will be getting bifocals so I can mitigate. So maybe I can show some more stuff off. So we have this piece, which is just fine. We have this piece, which is fine. Okay, this piece. Ooh, these are little. Okay, so we're going to cut off these two first. That looks easy enough. There you go. Yeah, I think this gives me more control. Other than a hard surface, I like to do it on my cutting mat. And I try to get as close to the edge as I can. Just so that, you know, I really don't have to clean up much burring, if any. We have that piece out. Looks pretty good. I don't see much burring on that piece. You can see how small this is. Now I think what I want to do is assemble it first and then, like the instructions show, assemble it first and then toss it onto the hull here. So we're going to take this piece and we're going to do these one at a time just so I don't run the risk of losing pieces. I do have an extra set, you know, just in case I do, and pretty good idea to buy a new set. I mean, it wasn't an idea. I ruined the impulse engine. So we're going to be doing this. Oh, that is nice. There we go. I did sand these previously, so I don't have to muck about with sanding. They're so small. There's so much detail. Alright, so these are the two pieces we need and need assembled. Okay. Oh boy. I'm just wondering about the best way to do this. Just have to remember that I do have another set in case I mess up. I think I want to make a palette for my This is the back side of my paint palette. Which is just, that's clear. Oh no, the back side's got paint on it. I can see where this is. Should be fairly new. You gotta be careful before you squeeze to clean off the tip sometimes because the super glue in there. And if you squeeze it and then you clean off the tip, you get super glue all over your fingers. Never fun. Let's see. Oof. Yeah, I'm running low. This is near the end. Dab a dab. That's not going well. All right. That side doesn't seem to be attached. It's not. All right. We'll just lift it up and put a little bit of glue underneath it. If we can. That glue's already dried. Yeah, it gives you a little bit more working time, but not much. And this glue bottle is pretty much empty. So get that under there. Pop the top on. A little smidged out, that's okay. There we go. There's the first piece done. See if we can show that off. It's not perfect, guys, but it's again, there you go. It's a little bit off on this side, but I think it'll work. All right, now we have to put this piece on this piece. Okay, so we'll cut that out. Where's the good one? Good one's up in the corner. This one here. All right. All right, all right. Let's see if I can. There. There you go. It's over there. Where is that piece? There they are. These pieces here. The other reason I want to get these close as I can without having to clean up burrs is these parts are so small and fragile that I'm afraid I'd bust them up if I tried to sand on them too much. All right, there's this piece now. It's pretty nice, and that piece goes on top of it. Okido. So let's might have to bust out some more super glue because this stuff is pretty near the end, as I said. There we go. And my hands are in the way of everything, so doing this live is kind of pointless, isn't it? Alright. That turned out pretty good. Got that on top of there. And now the only thing we have to do is put this on top of here. And then we can put it on the hull. Put a little bit more on if I can. Alrighty. This. I wonder if I can just do this. Haha, we can. There we go. There she be. Wow, that looks pretty nice. See if we can get that up in the camera and show you off. Oop, bumping the camera everywhere. There she be. Pretty nice, eh, guys? Really cool. Really detailed. Now, it's going to go, as the instructions show, on this little square that's in the back. And that square is, let me see, right here. It's this big old square right there. It's where it looks like it's being mounted. So I'm actually going to, let's see here. How do we want to do this? How do we want to do this? I think like this. And we can just do a little bit of this. Yeah, let's be more than that. Alright, that should be good enough. Let's set it down. Alright. Go. All right, and I'm going to need some glue up in the front here. Put that on my whoop, that popped off. Well, maybe that's for the better. We'll just do this. There we go. We'll pop that back on. There we go. Looking pretty good. I don't like that end. That's gonna pop off. I need to oops, get some more under there. Okay. Just a little bit more. See if I can just bend that end up. Oh no, it's down. A little bit of glue underneath there. There we go. There we go. There we go. Aha! Aha! And that's about what she looks like. Nice surface detail and nice little hole there. Don't pop it off where we drill our blinker, our blinky flashy. So yeah. All right, that's number one. I'm not going to go through number two, but yeah, that's why I don't do stuff live. My hands are in the way. I got to have my eyeballs on it. That's why I cut away, guys. So we're going to cut away and we're going to have the second one magically done. All right, guys, we got the second one done and on the hull, or rather on the nacelle, you can see. Went together a little easier than the first. I did have to, of course, use one of the new, the second set I had ordered because I did destroy that one little piece. It was the edge just got torn up because I was a little zealous in my sanding of the photo etch, and since I've learned the circle method, you don't need to do a lot to put some scuffs into the surface of the photo etch. This is 1000 grit, and I'm just doing circles. You can see, and if I go on the back, you can see that's just circles. And I'm pressing very lightly. I'm not pressing down very hard at all. You can see on the top. So you don't need to go all out and do something like this. Just gentle wax on, wax off motion like that, and you're good to go. So now that our photo etch is on our nacelles, we can start with the paint. So I'm going to get some black on the inside and on the outside, and I'll be back once they're dry. Hey guys, welcome to Setback Central. So I got some black paint on my nacelles, some flat black, and then I went over with some of this, some nice matte paint, and yeah, here's what it did to the nacelles. See that? That's what that paint did to my nacelles. So I tried to, wet sand it off. They still look like crap. Luckily I have another kit with, nacelles, so we'll learn the lesson there. I have no clue what's going on. It's warm in here, I shook it up for 5 minutes, but it did this, so I'm just gonna, I don't know, peel these off, I guess. Try to sand these off as best I can and peel them off. This one's already kind of went sideways on me as I was sanding it, but I'm going to peel it off anyways. So we're going to peel those off. And we'll put the photo etch on the new old nacelles. Yeah, that kind of stinks. So, yeah, we'll not be going over the rest of the ship in white. I think I'm just going to do black. That looks pretty cool, though. I do like the black lines coming through the white. That's kind of neat. Kind of looks like something on a Tron. But yeah, we're gonna paint up some new nacelles. So I'll be back. Hey guys, I just got this package from Cult TV Man Steve. This is the pre-order. Finally came in for the Aztecs for the D. So we're gonna take these guys out and take a look at them. I'm gonna take this off camera for a second while I do this. It's just easier to grab the is it easy or not? It is easy. Grab the tab and tear across. Alrighty. These wow. Okay. Here we go. Wow. They are pretty big. Yeah. Look at this. Wow. Guessing this is the front. Yeah, look at this. You get 4 sheets, it looks like. And here we are. We have the instructions. We have the decals themselves. Lots of pie wedges. Oh, that's so nice. Lots of pie wedges for the saucer. So, yeah. Trying to determine. I think what I want to do is cut this end here and take them out that way. I'm going to do that. I'll be right back. Okay, so before we get into this, just a heads up. One of the staples that held all this together is actually this staple right here was actually through the decal sheet. I don't think it hit any of the decals themselves, but that's where the staple was. So if you're trying to pull these out, be careful. I would just gently remove the staple. So good heads up for you guys. Don't try to tear it out. Again, it's not in any of the Aztecs as far as I can see. It was just in the paper around them. But, you know, better safe than sorry. Just remove the staple or staples. Mine was only in one. It might have been meant to be have both of them in them. I'm not quite sure. Anyways, gorgeous decals. I've been looking at these for a minute. Man, these are nice. I got a little bend in mine, but that's not going to matter. I'm going to microsol and microset it. But man, look at those. Look how nice and shiny they are. Look how detailed they are. There's your nacelles. All this looks like nacelle parts. That looks like under the neck there. That's gorgeous. And it's really cool that these came in because I'm thinking about using, for the body, I'm thinking about using this. So now I'll be able to see if it matches too closely to any of these blues. I don't think it will. I think it'll be enough of a color separation. It kind of looks like the light color a little, but not really. Once you get this on the plastic. So I think I'm going to do some color testing on some white, just some white plastic to see if this is actually the blue I want to use. I kind of do. I have another blue that's pretty close, pretty similar, but we'll see. So yeah, these are really nice looking decals here. Here's one sheet. Put these off to the side. Here are some pie wedges. Lots of pie wedges for the saucer. Again, those are some nice Aztecs there. We should do this. We're gonna put the wax paper here in between these just in case. These are really nice. Okay, well I know where that goes. I think that goes on the yacht there itself. Captain's yacht. But yeah, that goes dead center in the middle of the lower saucer right there. That's where the captain's yacht is. I think these are the back of the hull around those windows. It's quite possible. And we're going to have to do these in layers. The kit decals have all the nice, what are they? The lifeboats and everything. These will have to go on first, and then we'll put those over the top of them. I'm thinking actually about doing a light dusting of a gloss coat in between, just to seal these in before we put the other ones on top. So we might have multiple layers of not only decals but of clear coats. So we'll see. But yeah, I'm kind of impressed here. These are pretty cool. Pretty cool looking. And if these are the same quality as the Strange New Worlds one, these are going to be some excellent decals. Those were so easy to use, guys. Those went on like butter. Super smooth. Just amazing. So I'm really hoping that this set is like that. Oh, there is your bridge and the surrounds. I recognize that. That's the underside of the secondary hull and the pylons here going up the sides. I'm guessing some of these are more pylons and such. There's the spine there. That awesome detail right there. The spine. Yeah. And here's our instruction manual. Decal application. Let's see if this is numbered correctly. AMT doesn't have a perfect track record when it comes to numbering these decals. So as we're putting these on, I'm gonna have to see if these are all the right number. But man, look at that. This thing should. Oh man, I can't wait. This is gonna be really cool. So all your decals, the nacelles, starboard, port bottom, starboard bottom. There must be some differences between the port and starboard, because the top of the both nacelles is the same instruction, but there might be differences. There must be differences. I'm not seeing any differences, but there must be. And here we go with the neck. And oh yeah, that was the bottom side of that. Check that out. An ad for the old Klingon battle cruiser kit. They must be repopping this. Because this is definitely 2024. So yeah, they must be repopping that. That's cool. I'll get my hands on one of those. So yeah, there's the back of that. Very cool. Yeah, these will be the last thing to go on. I just wanted to get these out and take a look at them with you guys when I got them. But we're not going to be putting these on for a little bit. So I'm going to get back to work on my nacelles. I'll be right back with those. Okay, here are our nacelles. They are all painted in blue. As you can see, they are glossy. They are blue. I haven't bothered to paint these yet because of this seam. We're going to take care of that seam, so why bother painting that? Because we're going to repaint this anyways when we get these things together. Kind of like this. So that seam's always nasty right there. So we got the insides painted white to promote some reflection. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to work on the clear pieces. We got the bussard collectors and we have the chiller grills. So I'm going to get those out and we're going to start painting them. I'll be right back. Okay, so here we have the clear pieces. Here are bussards, and they have little tiny tabs here on either side, and those tabs just fit into these recesses right here. So they just go like this and set in there and to rest in there like that. And then we have the chiller grills, which are whoop, I got a little there, which are the worst fitting thing in this kit. They kind of go on like this. They are the biggest kind of pain to get in here and get correct. There's a little shelf you can kind of see right here on either side of these that this is supposed to set in, and kind of up front here, not really. It's supposed to set. You can see there's a opposing shelf there. So it kind of goes on the outside like this, and then fits on the inside like that. Here, hold on. Let me do this off camera. There we go. I can already see I need to do some adjusting to the grill. So as you can see, it fits over the outside. Oop, gotta do this over the outside here, and then it fits up and kind of under. Let me shut this blinding light off here. On here, you can kind of see it better there. So, and you can see right here, right there, right there, right where my finger is. There's a little opening. Come on, focus. Come on, focus. Why camera loves to focus on background. Okay, you can see it right there. Right there, that little section's got a little whoop in it. Yeah, it's not cut so perfectly. Oh well. There'll be light coming through it. But anyways, that's how that goes. Again, not the best fit, but there's how that goes. There's how that goes. And then of course we take the other one, put that in the other side, like this, like that, and of course these line up terribly at the rear. This is just kind of something you have to live with this kit. And then let's see if we can put the top on with what the heck? Oh yeah. See if we can put the top on with all this falling apart. Oh. Whoa, that didn't go so bad. Yeah, the top goes on like this. So it's not the best fit. Oh, you can see that. I had to push down really hard to get those to fit together. So yeah, it's not the best thing in the universe. It doesn't look too horribly bad, but now there's a gap you can see. I don't think this side is on quite correctly. Anyways, yeah, it's not. This should be out more. And that's the other thing. It's kind of hard to push these together. So there kind of isn't a cell together. Now what we have to do is some painting. Wait, it's stuck in there. Wait. These I'm going to paint red on the inside. I'm not going to paint, I don't think I'm going to paint these with the airbrush. I don't know. In the show, it looked like there was something going on inside here. It wasn't animated like in the original show, but there was it just looked like there's some dark and light areas within the collector. Oh wow, there's a little extractor mark right there. We got to get rid of. It doesn't matter. I'm going to sand these anyways. They are a little frosted to begin with, but I want them a little more frosted than this. So yeah, you got the little seam line and extractor mark there. So yeah, there's not much you can do about those two extractor marks. It's so weird. There's one on the outside and there's two on the inside. You can see that, right? Looks like it's got a little face. This is on the outside. Those are on the inside. Just weird. Yeah, this is from the new kit. I'm guessing the original is like that too. Same thing with the other one too. It's got the same face. And one's on the outside. We're just gonna frost these with some sandpaper. I can say words. And we're gonna paint those red. These, we're just gonna dry brush these copper over these little grills, and we're gonna call that good. So that's what we're gonna be doing with those. And then we're gonna figure out where we want to mount our lights. I'm thinking I'm gonna mount my strip pretty much around this central hub here and around back and around here. It's gonna be a little, it's gonna come up here, gonna go around and come back up there. I'm probably gonna put a couple of 3 mils right about here, mount them right about here for the Bassard. And then all we have to worry about is the flasher, which is gonna be in a it's gonna be a white 3 mil, and I'm gonna put some fiber optic in there. It's gonna fiber optic from that to let's see here. Where's the top? Here's the top. To this, yes, I've drilled the hole out. You can see on that on our photo etch piece. That one looks a little less detailed than the other one. I think this one came out better. There we go. But yeah, we got a little hole in there for our light. So I'm gonna get to work on this. All right, guys, this is what I've been doing for the past 2 hours. No joke, 2 hours soldering all this stuff up. Mainly because there were some mistakes made. This is what I'm doing for the Bassards. I've already tested these. I'm gonna have to kind of go over this with some gloss. You can see it. It's frosted. I don't like the frosted look so much. I'm probably just gonna gloss coat it. It should clear that up. But yeah, I've got some paint. You can see it's still a little wet, still drying in there. But this is the setup for my Bassards. Let's see if I can get this right, because it goes a specific way. Here we go. All right, here's what we're doing. We're doing 2 red on the outside and 1 amber in the middle. I've already tested this, and I really like how it looks coming through the Bassard collector. So that's what those are. These 3 white ones right here, these are our flashers for the nacelles and the bridge. I'm gonna have to look at some footage of the of the model. Well, it doesn't matter, 4 or 6, and see if it's got a blinky on the underside of the hull. I forget if it does. It might have a blinky on the underside of the hull. It might have a couple more blinkies. I know there's a light near the rear photon emitter somewhere in there, and there's some other lights, some running lights back on the back side of that section too. But for right now, these are the 3 I've got. And of course, our engines right here. I got 5 of these, and they're all ready to go. Started up. Don't hit these too hard. So yeah, I'm gonna flip these around like this. I'm probably gonna tape the front just to get everything going, and it's gonna go like that. Let's actually show that off. Wires probably don't need to be this long. Oh yeah, these parts, these that came with the photo etch that I said I wasn't going to use. You're super going to use these now. There are 3 holes, as you can see. So I got perfect mounting points for my 2 mils. I just need to drill out a 2mm hole. These don't matter. These are just for the wires. These can be as big as I need them to be, but these need to be 2 mil, so I can just, or around, well, 3 mil. Actually, probably going to make them 2 mil, just to mount my LEDs. So that'll be nice. So yeah, we're just gonna do something like get it back all the way. Something like this. Oh yeah, it fell off. I knew these were tenuous. I'm gonna have to resolder that. That's fine. Just gotta be careful. I have to tin the this side of it. Otherwise, they don't stay worth anything. I mean, this is pretty good because I think I tinned that one, but I probably didn't tin that. So, yeah, it's just going to go around this thing here. It's going to hug this thing and come back like that. That should give me more than enough light for my chiller grills. The other thing I'm going to do is, I think I'm going to do the Bassards. Get all that. Oh, the nice thing about these, too, is I can just get everything done, and I don't need to mount it to here. The instructions say to mount it to here, but nuts to that. I'm just going to mount it to the back of this. That fits perfectly on the rear side of the Bassard, so I'll just mount it there. Have everything ready to go. And then I can just mount it in there with a little bit of glue. So yeah, that's where we're at. I'm going to get to work on these Bassards, and I'll be right back. Oh yes, the reason it took me 3 hours or 2 hours to do all this is not because it took 2 hours to solder all this up. That didn't. It took very little time. What I did initially is I wired all of this together. All 3 of these together and threw them on one resistor. I was like, hey, just why don't I just use one resistor? And that's bad, because the resistances are different between these. Red is a lot more of a power hog than amber. So the red that needed more amperage than the amber were very dim, if lit at all, and the amber was just fine. So I had to wire them separately, which is why they're like this now. They I'll tie them all together, all the leads and all the grounds together on the back side of this. These are a little long. I'll cut this down. But yeah, so that's what I did. That was the mistake that took 2 hours. I had to solder them all together and then unsolder them and resolder them. So yeah, I'm going to get back to work on these Bassards. Be right back. Alright guys, I've got my laundry going. That's the noise in the background. And the other noise is my printer. I got something printing. It's been printing for 8 hours. Please turn out. Alright, an hour left. Well, this build. Yeah. 3 steps forward and 10 steps back. She's fighting me. She's fighting me. This is a mess. I mean, more than just, wires. This is a mess. I'm glad I have 2 kits and 2 photo etch kits, because I have a feeling this is going to be a mix of both kits before I'm done. Because, yeah, this. I was going to do this, so I got 2 red and an amber, but that is just too dang bright. Let's see if I can light this up for you real quick. Hit the camera. There we go. The camera is going to blow it out a bit, but even if it wasn't, it's just too bright. Way too bright. And the Bazaar collectors were never that bright. They're kind of subtle, actually. So, what I did is I took one of these guys, and then here's the photo etch for it, and then I just did this, doing all this on camera, through the camera, over the side, backwards. Get in there. Come on. So I put this on here, and let's see if we can do this. Hold this together. See if we can get this to light up. Which side is which? Ah, that's the... That is more... I mean, it's again, it's a little too bright on camera. In person, this is a lot better. But that's more what I want. So I can go through the effort of tearing this apart, or I can just say nuts to that and just grab everything new out of the old kit. I still got another red around here somewhere. I don't know where it went. I only see my white and my other one. Oh, here it is. So I already have 2 red wired up. So I can just pretty much toss most of this. I'm going to try to salvage this because all I'd have to do is drill out one hole in this. The other one of these. So yeah, the other thing is real estate inside the nacelle is getting pretty much premium. As I put this in here, I went, yikes. So it's not just a lighting issue. I can get this all finagled in here, the way it should be. So let's see. Yeah, this is how it should go. Oop, get out of there. This is how it should go. As you can see, that's a heck of a lot of wire, and I've got to get this kind of, it's not that I don't think I'll have enough light to get into the front of the chiller grills. It's just I got some premium real estate here. I got to come up to at least right about there for it to all fit in here, which would be much easier to do with just a singular set of wires than 3 set of wires. So that's the route we're taking. So we gotta, everything I did today is going right in the pooper. I did get the copper on these things. It's kind of subtle. It's kind of hard to tell, but yeah, there's copper on those. So I'll have to be cannibalizing another one of these from the other kit. I could go forward with this, but it's just, again, it's just way too bright for the Bazaars, which I've been looking at pictures. It's really a subtle light. It's more like one light that's just kind of in there than anything overpowering. In fact, it's so subtle, I almost feel like putting another resistor. I think I got is it 4K or 10Ks on these? 240s. I got 240s on these. So, and I got other resistors too. I almost feel like taking these apart and finding some higher resistors and putting them on there, because even at this brightness, it seems a little bit up there, a little bit too much. So that's where we're at. Fun times. I'm gonna get back to it back in a sec. All right, so I got these all done up. Used the pieces from the other photo etch kit to get this, and I did try these in this clear thing, but from the other kit, but it didn't look great. Also, when the model is off, you're gonna see that. So yeah, no, we're not using that. The reason being, I don't really like the paint job on these. I did on these. I didn't, after airbrush this, I thought it didn't look red enough for some reason. So I literally dumped some of this in here and shook it up and poured it back out just to get some thickness, and that was a dumb idea. Let me tell you. Look, it looks like crap. It looks like that's what I did. So I'm going to try to strip the paint off these and just give them the airbrushing, and that should be good enough. I did retest this. It still looks great. It's just the one bulb. I like how that looks. Got both of them done up. These are ready to go in to the nacelles after I get this all straightened out. The nacelles are currently all clipped up, rubber banded up. I have the bottom is glued. The top is not. Just the bottom. Because I wanted to get these fit in here. I just tacked it on with some just some Elmer's. Just because it's temporary. I'm going to go back over it with something more sturdy. But I just wanted to get everything glued into place on the bottom and lined up. That means line it up with the top here, just to make sure everything is where it is supposed to be. And I think I managed to get that fairly well. I had to mess with a few things. Stuff was popping out all over the place. The fit on these are, well, horrible, to be quite honest. But doesn't look too bad. It's very see-throughable right now because there's nothing in there. But the copper doesn't look too bad. I don't mind how that turned out. You can see it there. So when this dries, I'll just pop the top and I will install my LEDs. Got the other one going right here too. I've determined that my initial plan of mounting them, let's see, let's move this over here, like this is a bad, oh yeah, I went back, resoldered this one that broke, and I reinforced it with a little bit of hot glue, and I put some shrink wrap tubing on it just to make sure this is all insulated. Popped a little bit on the back just to make doubly, triply sure this doesn't go anywhere, or these wires don't go anywhere. So yeah, this isn't going to work. There's just not enough room with these, even with these two little wires coming out of here, and you can see where it stops. I mean, I have to stop it, like, let's see here. Yeah, it's got to stop right there. I think the better idea will actually be to mount this on the bottom and fold it around, or actually to mount it on the top and bottom so that the lights are basically like this. And that gives me a lot more room to play with for my wires. I'll probably put it right like this. And I'll mount it on the bottom and at the top. That should be more than enough light kicking around in there. Also painted the inside white to help that. But yeah, there should be more than enough light kicking around in there to light the nacelles grills. And also, if I had them like this, you would see the little individual bulbs. This way, you're just going to get a nice kick of ambient light going all over the place, and those grills will look very nice. So that's how we're going to mount these. Kind of a, well, actually like this. Actually, there's another problem. I'm going to have to test this because, as you see, yeah, we're gonna have to test this. That's kind of why I tacked these in here, because I wanted to test this to see if it would kick up enough light. I'm worried about the back here now, because see this coming up like this, the light's shining away from the back. This might actually have to be a couple of strips attached to this the roof and the, wow, or I could do it like this, I suppose. But then you're dealing with the same thing on the bottom. I might have to attach some just to the top here. It might be just yeah, just run two of them on the top. See how that looks. We're gonna have to do a bunch of light testing here, guys. Changing plans in mid stream. That's fine. You have to be flexible when building models, and it's okay. Then I'd use less LEDs. Only, let's see here. Yeah, probably two, if I could get away with it, if that'll kick off enough light. Mount two on the top, because here's two. And they're double density, so they're going to kick off more light. That's two right there. Mount that on the top, like that. We'll have to do some testing. So I'm going to wait for these to dry totally, and it's going to take a while. I'm not going to touch these till I get back from work later tonight or even tomorrow, because I want to make sure this Elmer's is completely dry before I muck about with it. So that's where we're at. We're gonna do some testing on these lights. Okay, so here is what I came up with for the lighting. Just two of the double density on the tops of either of the nacelles. And you can see I put this down with a tape, but I also reinforced it with some not some super glue, but some hot glue here, up there, in the back here, just in case that glue or that tape, the sticky backing comes off, it won't fall or anything. We still have this to do, but I put a little gloss on the inside. You can see it better on the bottoms. So I put a couple of coats of gloss in there. Yeah, my Molotov. I was gonna Molotov it, but my Molotov is dead, so I just put some gloss in here. Not easy to see, but yeah. So we will put this together and we'll light it up. Nope, come on. This is not easy to do on camera because of course it's not. I used to have a nice little connector. I don't know what happened to that connector. Be using that. Alright, there we go. Of course it's being blown out. It is a little less lit up here, but that's okay. I mean, this is completely blown out, but actually it's funny because up here is what the blue up here is what this looks like in here, and this looks like a little bit dimmer. It's also kind of hollow. You can pretty much see through it. I don't know what I'm going to do about that. But yeah, looks pretty good. I like how they look. Yeah, unfortunately, you have that connector back there where the two pieces went together. Yeah, but that's how that is. So now, I did strip these. I'm gonna repaint them, and then we're gonna install those. Now, the other thing I need to install are the flashers. At least I think they're flashers. I still haven't watched. I've seen someone do this, do the D, and these weren't flashers, but I swear they're flashers, and they flashed like the refit with the bridge. I'll have to look. I'll have to watch the intro, or well, not season 1 intro. I can't remember. Did they use the did they actually film a new intro and use the other Enterprise? I don't know. Whatever. Let's just pretend they're flashers for right now. And here is the bulb we'll be using. Now, I made these up a while ago, and I made up actually several different kinds of these right here. And what these are fiber optic and LED holders. So let's just let's see. Just break that off. So what we do here is just break these off. Is we find some fiber optic. I had a piece of fiber optic here, and it's gone. Hold on. All right, I found my fiber optic. Very easy to lose. So what this is we take the fiber optic and we run it through this little nozzle. This looks like an airbrush nozzle, but it's made just for I think this is 1 mil fiber optic. Just run it through like that. We grab the receiver here. We line that up. That just pops in there like that. We grab one of our 3 mils. I made these for 3 mils, and I made these for 5 mils. I also made ones with different tips that have multiple mounting points, like 5 or something like that. but pop that in there like that. And then we have a 3D printed fiber optic sleeve. And then we'll just grab the old battery. This wires are going everywhere. Go like this. Let's see. Oh, it was on. Come on. Don't cross the streams. But there you go. Of course you have to light block this fairly well, but that's okay. But it's nice and bright, and that's the important thing. So I'm going to put this all together. I mean, that fits on there pretty well. Put a drop of super glue in there, put a drop of super glue in here, and then basically I'm going to airbrush this black a few times, you know, light block it, and then I can just mount my fiber optic in there. And I printed out a bunch of these. So yeah, that's my little homemade 3D printed sleeve. If you want this STL along with the STL for the other stuff that I did, like the 5mm for this kind of singular mount, and I've got again the multi-mount, just let me know and I'll throw it, give it to you. I have to throw it to your email if you happen to want this for your own model builds. I'm not going to sell this. It's neat, but it's, you know, not that neat. So yeah, I'll just send this to you if you want it, the STL. So that is where we are. Yeah, I just have to repaint these and get these mounted in here and get this all mounted up, and I think we're almost done. We're almost done with the nacelles. So I'm gonna be back, hopefully with them completed. Otherwise, if I have something to say, I'll say it. And that's where we're running our wires. Okay. Oof. Yeah, I really need to remember to go back in here and glue these because this is kind of wonky. All right, I'm gonna stop rambling and get to work. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the build. We are on part 2 of our USS Enterprise 1701D. So let's get right into it. Gonna be cutting some windows out, so be right back with that. Okay, looks like I get to show these off anyways. These are my multi-hole fiber optic holders. There's leaves. There's 13 holes here. And then the sleeves are the same. These bits are the same no matter what the tip is, because it's 3mm. So it's going to fit this little singular guy along with the multiple. And I made the tolerances on these very tight so that don't even need to glue them really. So this is this. We have this. I always over support my stuff because I'm paranoid it's just gonna bust off, but not a bad thing. We'll want to clean these off. Don't really need to clean the this section off, but this little peg fits very tightly into the sleeve. I made the tolerances on these very tight. Yeah, so you don't even need to glue this or anything. It's not even on right. Let's see. I think these things are getting in the way. But yeah, that tolerance is so tight I can't even take it off to fix it. That's fine. We'll just leave it. So that goes in there. Where's my LED? Here it is. The LED just slides into the other end. This I do glue because you can't just pop it in and off, so I put a little bit of super glue on there. Here we have a couple of fiber optics. And these, I think, again, these are 1mm. You can just fit these, doesn't really matter where. Just anywhere. Like so. And we'll light that puppy up. If I can wrangle these wires. Yeah, I made these wires very long because they got to go through the nacelle and then down through the pylon. So, all right, there we go. See, that's nice and lit up. Yep. And I wouldn't even worry about light blocking these so much if it wasn't for the fact they're going to be blinking. Also drilled the holes for the bottom ones in the bottom of the nacelle here. So you got your hole here for the bottom facing fiber optic. That was a surprise. It's nice though because all the blinkers on the D seem to just flash at the same time. So convenient. Yeah, I didn't see one back by the photon emitter, but there definitely was one. Definitely, there's that one on the bridge, which obviously, I mean, in the intro you saw it flashing because the ship comes right over the camera, so you always see that one flashing. But yeah, in that shot, it was the belly, the nacelles, and the bridge, and that's it. The rest of the lights were steady. So all your nav lights steady and on. So kind of nice not having like not just multiple flashers but multiple rates of flashers. So here we go. Just made my bug head here. And I'm gonna take some glue, and I'm actually gonna use this Elmer's glue, and I'm just gonna pretty much fill in the rest of these holes because I don't need them. And then when I paint it, it'll just light block it over everything. And oh, by the way, these are the best to step on. Feels awesome. Yeah, make sure you always get these things in the garbage, and not on the floor next to the garbage, next to where you're painting, so you step on them. So yeah, here's this. We'll light this up real quick. Real quick is a relative term. All right, there we go. So, there's one, and there's the other. There you go. You can see both of them at the same time. So yeah, that's going to provide our flashing for our rear nacelle. And again, if any of you want the STLs for these, I'll just pass them along to you. I'm not going to sell these things. Took me 2 seconds to make this. So there. Okay. I'm going to get these all glued together. I've got the other one already glued. I'm waiting for it to dry. And then I'm just going to blast this with paint. I'm also going to blast these with paint. Because I made these a little long. They will be mounted probably about here. So I made them, yeah, a little long, mounted like this. Because it doesn't matter. I'm just gonna cut the ends off eventually. Probably not right now, but yep, that's what's going on there. I did repaint my my end caps. So while this is all drying, I'm gonna work on getting these guys installed. That looks pretty miserable. This paint is crap. I don't know if it dries in 0.0 seconds in my brush. It dries out. It might be just because it's old, or maybe it's always done that. I can't remember. But yeah, so I used the last of this. So I don't really. I mean, there's nothing left. So, but that doesn't look too bad lit up. I mean, it looks like crap right now. You see globs of paint and everything, but lit up it doesn't look so bad. So we're gonna go with these guys. This one didn't turn out too bad, but yeah. And if there's a little diffration in the nacelle, the Bassard collector, that's fine, because there is in the studio model. Still don't know how they got that effect. It looks really cool, but we're gonna go with this. We're gonna throw this away. All right, I'll be back when there's more done. Okay, so I have a mess. Yes, it's always a mess in here. But I have the Bassard collector and the chiller grill lights all wired together. Was it this one or this one? I think it was this one here. This one here. Gave me loads of trouble. It this wouldn't stay soldered on. I had to mess with it. This got popped off. I had to. It like everything came undone, and I kept on stripping the wire because it would just break off. So I had to strip it and strip it and strip it. I'm actually surprised the Bassard collector still works, but it does. I'll show that off. Watch it not work because reasons. That'd be hilarious, wouldn't it? Bump the camera. So we'll do this. Hopefully. There we go. See, everything works. And I'm going to run the wires through here. See if we can't light the whole thing up. And see what it looks like. I think I might need to attach longer wires to this because they kind of got, again, I kept stripping them because they kept busting off. So I might just have to splice in some wires because these wires right here have to go down through the pylons and into the secondary hull. They will be attached to the mains. Or heck, I could do a warp circuit. Maybe I want to do that. Anyways, alright, so here's it all together. And let's cross the wires, shock ourselves, and do all kinds of fun stuff. There we go. Turn off the light. There we go. Of course, it's being blown out, but you can see, got the Bassard collector, got the grills. They look pretty darn good. All the way around, in the back. I'm really liking how that looks. So, now all we have to do is put in our little flasher bulb, which I have copious amounts of black paint on, and they're currently drying. I spray painted it a few times, and then it still wasn't light blocking it, so I said nuts to that, and I whipped up the old tulip here and covered it in tulip, so it'll be dry in like 5 days. But it will be dry, and it will go right about here, and we'll go out there, and then we'll go out here, and we'll have our flashers. So that's where we're at. I'll be back, and hopefully these will be together. Be back in a second. Alright, we have everything together, or rather, clamped, glued. So yeah, everything is nice and done for the nacelle. Well, not done. We're not done by a long shot. We still have that dreaded seam to take care of. As you can see, it's rather nasty. Actually, this is the better one. This one, ooh, this is a humdinger. That's a humdinger of a seam. You can see the overbite there. But that's what we have these microfiles for. So we're going to go in here, file it up. Gonna have to repaint it, but that's fine. For right now, I think this is good. I put a little yellow on it, just a little yellow here to do a little testing. I think a couple coats of that will be close to the right yellow. Look pretty nice. Got our lights in here. Let's light it up here real quick. I have to mark off the what's what before I get too much farther in here, so I know where my flashers are. So we'll see which one is this. Oh, that's the nacelle. You can see that looks nice, nice and illuminated. I did cut the fiber down. I hope to God that this doesn't push back into there. I didn't really glue it. I should have done that, but it should be all right. Hopefully. Maybe I'll put a touch of Elmer's on the outside of this and it'll seep through the hole. Clean it up on the top later. Alright, here we go. Wire wrangling is always fun. Ooh, and trying to look through the camera and do this is interesting. Did I get it? Ooh, didn't get it. Wires are crossed, ding-a-ling. Don't cross the wires. Ah, there we go. There we go. Oh, of course. Not sure why that didn't. That stopped. There we go. And on the top, you can see it right there. So yeah, that'll be nice and bright for our flashers. We're going to leave a little bit of a nub and clean the paint off of it so you can kind of see them better. Yeah, I'm not sure which model. I got the footage I was looking at was from Generations, because I figured they're using either the 6 or the 4-foot for the movie. Probably the 6-foot actually, just because it's on film instead of TV. I'm pretty sure they did not. Actually, I know they didn't build a new model for just for Generations. So they're probably using the 6-foot. Regardless, it has a flashy flash on the bottom. And I'm glad I watched and noticed that before it was too late. Also, I didn't use these. They would go right about here on the back side of this. There was no real reason to. I light blocked the opposing side of the other ones pretty well. And if a little bit of red light got into here, it doesn't matter. That is a long distance for that red light to travel. And it's not super bright. And you're not really going to see it because the bloom on the blue is nice and bright. So that actually is where we're going to call this episode, because I got a lot of footage to edit. This was a long one. We'll be dealing with not so much the seams next time. I think we're going to start in the secondary hull. We will be checking in with the seam work I'm going to do on these, but it's mainly going to be secondary hull because there's a lot of stuff to do. As far as painting, I think I got a nice blueprint for what I'm going to do for painting. A couple coats of black and a couple coats of white, and I'm just using this simple Craft Smart white. This is really nice when you cut it with alcohol. It sprays relatively nice, doesn't dry up in the brush, covers nice. I like how this looks, and got a whole tub of it, and it was like $2. I can buy another one if I need it. So that is the state of things. I want to thank everyone for watching. I want to thank all my old subs and my new subs. You guys are equally rad. And until next time, you guys take care.